All right, everybody. So I'm going to do this as a live and then just leave the recording up. It's going to be very informal. I brought some notes so I can stay on topic. You guys know me. I'm long-winded. I can get way off topic. But we're wrapping up the 40-day meditation challenge. So we've had a few people hit their 40 days in a row meditation. And I just want to congratulate you. There's several people that had some skips and are starting over. There's several people that are still working on it, and there's several people that started late. So you guys just keep going on. What I do want to recommend, so what do we do now? What do we do from here? So a few things. What I do recommend is that you do complete 40 days in a row. So I know many of you are on day 34, day 38, but there was a few days that were missed. So you went 16 days, you missed a day, then you did 17, and then you missed a weekend, and then you're doing 22. What I want to challenge you on is completing 40 consistent days. We have this desire, we have this longing to find shortcuts, to find hacks. All right, Scott, what's the advanced technique? How do I, what about all these strange things we could mix in, right? But the truth is, can we get 40 simple, consistent days of effort in? That's what we need to do. I'm going to talk about some advanced techniques today for those people who did hit 40, but I recommend that if you just haven't done the 40 days of a consistent 10 plus, 11 plus minutes of meditation, that really should be your goal. Reset the clock. Start over, go back. Or if you're on 18 days right now, consistent in a row, then start from the 18. But it's not going to hurt any of us to take today or tomorrow and start over fresh. Get that 40 days of consistency in. Then you stack on top of it. Then you start going a little bit deeper. Then you find some advanced techniques. But make a promise, a challenge to yourself, right? It doesn't matter when we start. It doesn't matter if we fall off the wagon, fall down 7 times, get up 8, right? So make a challenge to yourself. Keep your word to yourself and do the 40 days of just consistent practice. That's what you want to accomplish. So that was number 1 here on my notes. You want to build that discipline. So let's talk about a couple of the techniques and a couple of things that I heard from you guys, and I want to make sure that we are doing right. So first of all, I want to challenge you to make sure that, I'm hoping my mic is on and working. It's got the green light, I think. So we should be good. You want to make sure that you have a little bit of an elevated forehead, self-signaling your body. What does a sad person look like? Describe it to me. See, we all know, right? We all know what it is. The head's down, the shoulders are forward, that lack of energy. What does a confident person look like? Shoulders are back, chest is out, head is up. You want to self-signal to the body, number 1. That's one of the reasons. It helps keep your spine aligned. And for those of you who are into more of a spiritual aspect of meditation, you want your third eye elevated, connected to higher source. So you want your head up. It's great physically. If you've seen the Harvard studies on the Superman stance, if you just stand and got your hands on your hips and your chest out and looking up, and you hold that position for something like 5 minutes, it increases testosterone and other hormones in your body. So self-signaling to body. You want to make sure that you're not getting tired in your meditation and letting your head drop or your shoulders roll forward. You don't have to be at attention like you're a soldier. You want to relax with a soft belly, spine erect, head just a little bit up. So I want to challenge you on that as you do your meditation. Make sure that your posture is correct. So let's work on that a lot. Joel, who was our first one to finish the 40 days of meditation, consistent effort, he said he ended up preferring, he tried some different positions, but sitting in the lotus position, which is great. I just want to remind you guys, if we haven't talked about it, or you're not aware of it, you want to make sure your left leg comes in first, and try to get your heel about to the taint spot, the perineum. You want to try to get your left heel about there and then bring your right leg in. So left leg comes in first. Just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. So sitting in the lotus, crisscross applesauce Indian style, left foot in first, and you have your third eye elevated a little bit, your head up, your self-signaling, confidence, alertness, awakeness. Also another measurement. So I kind of made maybe a mistake in the training, and I talked about when I was on my work trip that I got back to the hotel room. It was really late at night, and I'd had a couple drinks at dinner and ate too much, like I always do on work trips, because someone else is paying. And you're just celebrating, have a good time. But nonetheless, I got back that night, and as I got in bed and pulled the covers over me, I realized I had not done my meditation for the day. And at that point, I wasn't doing the meditation for the benefit. Like, I wasn't going to try to get in the zone. I wasn't going to try to relax and detach or any of that stuff. I really was just like, man, I got to do it to keep my streak. And I thought, I'm not going to do that. And I told you guys that story, and that's why I dropped out. But don't confuse, I started over. I just took a day off and then I started over, right? Which I'm recommending many of you do. What I don't recommend, and what I don't want to communicate or have a misunderstanding about, is discipline versus motivation. Because I know a couple of you say, yeah, I was busy and I didn't feel like it, and you told us when I didn't really feel like it not to do it. And that's not what I intended to communicate, so I apologize for that. What I do want to say is you're not going to feel motivated to do it every day. Absolutely not. Motivation cannot be the driving force. It has to be discipline. It has to be the commitment. So the real measurement are two things. It's the commitment, the discipline, not motivation. It's not about when you feel like it or you're in a good mood or you really want to. But the second thing is, how do I know I'm doing it right? You want to focus on the end result. How do you feel afterwards? That is the key. Joel did something which was really smart and brilliant on his behalf, but journaling and taking notes afterwards to try to track his progress and read his progress and see if there were things that he could see patterns of. And that's what you want to do. At the end of the meditation, do I feel more relaxed? Do I feel more disconnected from the problems and the stress? Do I feel more spiritual or loving? Right? What do I feel like at the end of the practice? That is what you want to be measuring. That is what you want to go and look for, is that feeling afterwards. So if you get to the end and you're still just stressed and all over the place in your head, and you didn't really count, and that's then it probably wasn't a good session. Maybe do it again. Maybe mark that down and try to relate it to why. But that's what you should be going for, the discipline of consistency. And then what do I feel like at the end? You should be trying to go for that same thing and documenting it a little bit and tracking it, if that all makes sense. Some of the other stuff here. So Joel's feedback, since he was the first one, I kind of want to talk about it. He said, overall improved focus and more calm. I love that. We talked about focus a lot. We talked about calming and relaxation. So after 40 days of meditation, that's what he's saying. Overall, I have improved focus. I am more calm. He said, I am more aware of my moods, and I'm able to detach and analyze the situations that he deals with in everyday life. And we talked about that in the training, right? If you haven't watched the training, it's in this playlist. Go back and watch it. The mindfulness for beginners, the meditation for beginners, it set up a 40-day challenge. But that was the thing, to give you a high level view, to be able to pull back as a general, as a spectator, as an armchair quarterback. When you're watching a football game, you're like, why isn't he throwing it to so-and-so? They're wide open, because you have a higher level view. You're detached of what is going on. When you're the quarterback and you've got two linebackers and running at you, want to take your head off, you don't see everything downfield like the people in the stands, the people on the TV, watching TV, etc. It's the very same concept. I told you guys you would experience that. That was one of the greatest benefits that I had when I started my meditation practice, was being able to see my life and see my issues and see the things I was dealing with from a different viewpoint, from an elevated viewpoint, looking down at it, detached from it, the observer of it. And man, the ability to analyze that and make better decisions on that information is super powerful. So I'm glad that, Joel, you got that benefit from it, because that is exactly what we talked about. We hope you would get. And I already talked about your seating position. Hopefully I'll get some more feedback, and we'll come to it at a later time. Now, what I have next in my notes is we talked about head position. Talked about seating position, leg position, left leg in first. Now, this one may seem weird to a couple of you. Let me see if there's any chats in here, because I see people coming and going. Live chat. Okay, so now for some advanced techniques. You've got the consistency. You've done 40 days. You're sitting in a proper position. Your head is elevated. You figured out which mantra or breath work is best for you. Now what I want to challenge you to do for the next advanced stage of it is alternate nostril breathing. Now, when I first saw this being done at meditation centers, I thought it was weird. And I was like, what? That's stupid. It looks stupid. It sounds stupid. But I'm open-minded. And so I did it because they asked us to do it. I said, interesting effects that I felt in a very short time. Then I got curious and just went and looked at some studies. And you know me, I like to have the science back from it. I don't like to do stuff just because some guru is teaching me that. So alternate nostril breathing has several scientifically backed benefits. Reduces heart rate and blood pressure, enhances cardiovascular health, reduces stress, anxiety, overall mental well-being. And a study found, and I found this in a couple different places, 6 weeks practice of the alternate nostril breathing positively influenced physiological and physical fitness, enhancing respiratory, metabolic, neurocognitive functions, and brings balance to the nervous system and improves focus and concentration. Again, something we were searching for, improving focus, concentration. One of the studies here, I pulled this from the National Library of Medicine, says they were doing 5 minutes training periods for 6 weeks. And the study showed that the parasympathetic tone was enhanced appreciably in the participants. The observations suggest that the alternate nostril breathing influences the parasympathetic nervous system significantly. Now remember, parasympathetic nervous system, we talk about this a lot in breathing, is your rest and digest. You can look this up. This is facts. In the beginning, it was really weird to me, but it's true. During different times of the day, you're breathing from one nostril or the other, one representing the parasympathetic and one representing the sympathetic nervous system. So when you're stressed out, you're breathing from one nostril. When you're relaxed, you're breathing through the other. A healthy person will naturally be rotating on a consistent basis, I think about every 90 minutes between the two. But if you're always in that fight or flight, you're always in that sympathetic, you're always wound up, then you're only working on one nostril. And it has a major effect on your mental, your respiratory, and your physiology. So what the alternate nostril breathing does in these studies, and here's another one from Cleveland Clinic. I want to give you the science, guys, right? Not just the woo-woo. What in the world are we doing? This looks silly. Cleveland Clinic also showed lowered stress, sharpened your focus and energy. So don't do this right before bed. Joel, I know you were doing a lot of your meditation at night, but if you're going to do this, I do it before your meditation and then maybe do some breathing exercises in bed or right before bed that are going to get you back into the parasympathetic nervous system, more relaxed. So the 4 in, 8 out is a good one for that. But it sharpens your focus and energy, and improves your breathing, etc. So how do we do it? So here is the advanced technique I want you to add to your meditation. 6 to 7 minutes before you meditate, then your 10 plus minutes of meditation. So now you should be pushing about 15 minutes as you advance in your meditation technique. So what you want to do is take your left hand. You're basically going to fold down these 2 front fingers to make this mudra here. 2 fingers up. Our main focus is the ring finger and the thumb. So you want to make this, and you want to start with the left thumb going on the right nostril. And what you're going to do is exhale out the left nostril, back in, then you switch and you use the ring finger to close the left nostril, and you exhale and you inhale back in, then you switch, and then the exhale comes out the left as you hold the right closed, goes back up, then you switch, then it comes out, and it goes back up. So I'm going to demonstrate this technique to you, this mudra. So start with the left, and you're going to be on the thumb on the right, and looking in this camera's got me twisted. The right hand thumb closing the right nostril, and the first breath should always come out of the left nostril. You also should end on and exhale from the left nostril. You want to start and finish with exhales from the left nostril. So if you set your timer for 6-7 minutes, but you're on the right side when the timer goes off, complete by going out the left nostril. Okay, these are some of the advanced techniques. So here it is. Now, I typically do much faster or slower than that. I'm sorry. I was doing it faster for the sake of God. This is boring. But out the left, in the left, out the right, inhale right, block it, exhale left, inhale left, block it, exhale right, inhale right, block it, up and down. You get it? You get boom, boom, boom. That is the technique. So I want you to add that to the meditation. If you decide to continue building your meditation practice, you would add 6 to 7 minutes of this prior to your meditation, and then 10 plus minutes. If you're comfortable, get to the 15-minute meditation, 20-minute meditation, whatever you have time for, whatever you're comfortable with. But this should take you up to at least 16 or 17 minutes. Might as well round it up to 20, right? So 6 or 7 minutes of the alternate nostril breathing, followed by 13-minute meditation, and there you are. You're at 20 minutes. So that is advanced technique. That is what we're going to continue to do. So that is the challenge for you guys. If you have not done your 40 days consistent meditation, start it over, knock out 40. That is first and foremost. Don't worry about transcending everything and shortcuts and hacks. Do yourself a favor. Keep your word to yourself. Do 40 days of consistent practice, and you're going to be surprised at the benefits. Then we'll keep stacking the advanced stuff, but earn that for yourself. Earn it. If you've already gotten there, you're at 40 days, then again, start the alternate nostril breathing, add some minutes to your meditation, and go to that next level. So now and get in the Telegram group. If you're not in the Telegram group, put a comment below. There's links on several of these different videos around the page, show you how to get the Telegram group. It's fun in there. We support each other in there, put a little bit of information, but just keep yourself accountable when you see everybody, hey, day 17 done, day 24 done, day 40 done. It's exciting. It's motivating. You're encouraging others, and you're getting encouraged by others. I love it. What we're going to do now, habit stacking on top of this for those that want to, on our email list in the Telegram group, I've sent out messages, but we're getting into journaling. Now we're doing a 40-day challenge on journaling tomorrow night. I hope to have a video done tonight or tomorrow showing exactly the 3 techniques that I use in journaling that I think are most powerful, that have been life-changing for me. Super, super, super cool stuff. I really can't wait to share that with you guys. So that is what we're going to do next. That's what we're going to do, the 40-day journal challenge. I hope that you join us, and I look forward to interacting with you guys. Super exciting. See ya.